Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. It's a true honor to welcome you as we gather to dedicate the Dr. Melvin and Rita Henley Lecture Hall here in the Jones Hall Chemistry Building. Today we celebrate the family who dedicate their time, their effort to education and to the Murray State University as well as their legacy of service, leadership, and generosity. Before we get into the program, I want to take this time to recognize some key individuals and friends to the family, but more importantly, I want to recognize Dr. Melvin and Ms. Rita. We welcome you and your family and friends here today. I also want to give credit and thanks to the Murray State University Board of Regents for their continued support. There are no members present today, but at the same time, I want to thank them for their support of Murray State University. Please join me in recognizing Dr. Claire Fuller, our Dean of the College of Jones Engineering. Where are you? Will you please stand, Dean Fuller? Thank you. There's also retired faculty in the room. I would like for them to stand and be recognized as well. Our retired faculty, if you're present, please stand and be recognized. I would also like to ask the members of the faculty of the Department of Chemistry to stand, along with Chair Dr. Kevin Miller as well, to be recognized. We also have some other important and dignitaries in the room as well. And as I call your name, please stand for us to recognize you as well. The 12th President, Dr. Tim Miller, will you please stand and be recognized? State Representative Mary Beth Imes, Judge-Exec Kenny Imes, will you please stand? Thank you for being here. Deputy Judge Gina Winchester, please stand. Mayor and Mayors Kenny, Mayors Rogers, will you please stand? Thank you. And then for our MSU Foundation trustees, for those that are in the room, please stand to be recognized as well. Thank you all. Melvin and Rita Henley have been pillars of both Murray State University and the broader Murray and Callaway County community for decades. From his distinguished career as a professor of chemistry to his leadership roles as department chair, faculty regent, mayor, and state representative, Dr. Henley has exemplified dedication, vision, and a hands-on approach to making our community stronger. And alongside him, Rita Henley has shared a lifelong commitment to supporting students, education, and the university. Their generosity has created lasting opportunities for students through scholarship endowments and countless contributions that touch every corner of Murray State University. This lecture hall, now proudly bearing their name, will stand as a reminder to all who enter of the impact one family's vision and service can have for generations of racers to come, future racers. I would now like to invite President Emeritus Dr. Bob Jackson to the podium to share some comments highlighting a decades-long connection. Can we please give him applause as he comes forward? Thank you.
Hello, everyone. It's good to see you. President Patterson, thank you very much. And thank you for being here for this special event. Universities recognize individuals. We recognize them regularly and as we should. If we don't tell our history, it's soon forgotten. And this is a day where we'll tell some history. A few of the things that I touch on today will be redundant to President Patterson, but bear with me just a moment. Also, I want to recognize President Tim Miller thank you for being here. Tim is a mentor to me. I followed him throughout my journey as an administrator here. Many of you will remember I was president of the Murray State University Foundation. I followed Tim Miller. And then I became president of the university, and I followed Tim Miller. So I've been following him around a long time. He's been a great help and support, and it's good to see you, and I'm glad you're here today. Like some of you, many of you, I've known Melvin and Rita for many years. They are, if there's a power couple in the Jackson Purchase, they're it.
Careful, I had you in class, okay?
I was hoping he wouldn't tell that story. But they are a power couple. They simply know how to get things done, and they've been doing that their entire life, their entire career. So I'm honored to say a few words about Melvin, Dr. Melvin Henley, a man with many titles, and Rita today. Few people, if any, have roots that are deeper in Callaway County or at Murray State University than Dr. Henley. Melvin told me a few years ago he's known every president at Murray State University. 15, going back over 100 years. Now, he's not that old. But I think he met the first two in their latter days here at Murray State. He went to the training school. He started there in 1941 as a first grade student. He's an alumnus of this institution, as we all know, multiple alums. Rita is an alum as well. They're major donors and supporters of this university. And students first. They put their money in scholarship endowments. I think they have 2 or 3 at the foundation. And they make sure that students are helped each year, especially those students who need a little extra help. That's Melvin, especially, and Rita. Melvin grew up here. He didn't forget where he came from. He didn't forget his roots. I'm going to ask you all, I've got a quiz for you in just a second. I'll be very brief, but it's a quiz in regard to this county and his home. He was Professor Melvin Henley. And some of us, Mike, I don't know if you had him in class, or you did? Okay. Who had Dr. Henley in class?
I was afraid to mess up the GPA.
I was too, Harold. Most people would say Dr. Henley was a hard professor, but you learned a lot. And others would say, well, he prepared me well. I know several local physicians in this community, like most everyone in here, and most of them had him in class. And most of them will say today, he's one of the reasons that I made it through med school and then landed back here. The chemistry department is a great department. Always has been, continues to be. I'm very proud of it. And Dr. Henley will tell you that, I'm sure, in just a moment. He was a faculty regent. He was chair of his department. Melvin considers one of his greatest honors as being named Citizen of the Year for Murray and Callaway County. But he'll also tell you his greatest honor, his greatest achievement, hands down, he would say, was marrying Rita. His loyal partner and fan of many years, and just for the record, I know we all agree. Dr. Henley and Rita, as a key member of the Henley team, have served this university, this community, our state, extremely well. Melvin's has held numerous and key leadership roles over his lifetime, over many, many years. First, I think he was Councilman Henley, then Mayor Henley. These are things that a typical faculty and staff member of university don't do. Melvin did those things, and he did them well. He was state representative Henley. Rita ran his executive office. I remember it well. She was a chief advisor. He was a key member of the General Assembly. He's maintained those contacts over many years, and they continue to serve this university extremely well. He was chair Henley. He was chair of the Murray-Callaway County Hospital Board. I served on that board with him, with Dr. Tim Miller, again following Dr. Miller. And Melvin chaired that group at that time, and it was a pivotal time in the history of that facility. Chair Henley was also the chair of the Murray-Callaway County Economic Development Corporation and the Murray Industrial Authority. He worked to bring many major employers to this community. One example and one only, and some of us were on this trip. We snuck out of Murray one night late, and we snuck back the next day to Pella, Iowa, and announced that next day that Pella was going to locate in Murray, Kentucky. And that's one example. He's been involved in many during his career. Melvin served his country, served well, returned to finish his education, including a PhD in chemistry from the University of Mississippi, came back to Murray. And he spent his career and the rest of his life. He's the only doctoral level chemist I know, please correct me if you know others, who has an MBA also. He was bored one year, which is hard to believe, and got his MBA over the next several months. He's received the Golden Horseshoe Award for outstanding service to this university. Melvin and Rita were grand marshals at homecoming just a few years ago. I'll stop there. He's held many roles. Rita's held many roles. They've been a great team, and they've done a lot for our region and our Commonwealth. And again, I just simply want to point out, Rita was there every step of the way. You can't talk about one without talking about the other. It's almost one name when you talk Melvin and Rita, Rita and Melvin. And that's the way it's been since the very beginning. 41 years. 41 years. This science campus, the Dr. Gene Wells Ray Science Campus, was envisioned in the mid-90s. The first appropriation came in 1998, that session. The first appropriation built the biology building. Some of you remember that very well. Subsequent funding appropriated by the General Assembly built the rest of the campus. Dr. Henley was instrumental, especially in the chemistry building, this building, and the engineering physics building, the School of Engineering, in obtaining funding and assisting in that regard with others. So Representative Henley, Professor Henley, Dr. Henley knew how important this campus, this science campus, would be going forward. And Murray State University leads the Commonwealth is the percentage of our students studying in STEM-H areas, more so than any other university, including the University of Kentucky. And it, in part because of this science campus and the resources and the faculty and the staff we have here to advance those initiatives. Melvin and Rita, lastly, are leaders. They're always out front. If you ask them to do something, they're the first in line, especially if it's helping students. And they've made a career of doing that. As I said earlier, he did not forget his roots. So, Judge, I know you know, Mayor knows. Anybody been to Protemus? Johnny, yep. So a handful. Protemus is a a stop in the road, Southwest Callaway County. I think they do have a road sign there now that says Protemus. That's where Melvin grew up. And he grew up the hard way. And he made his trek in to go to the training school in the first grade. And while the southwest part, the far southwest part of this county doesn't seem like a long way, believe me, when you're trying to get here as a 6-year-old, it was, and it is. It's an honor to have advanced this naming of this chemistry lecture hall after Dr. Melvin and Rita Henley. Melvin and Rita, thank you. Thank you for all that you've done for this community, our region, and our Commonwealth. Let's give them a round of applause. And we're going to change the order just a bit. Mr. Valentine, I see you back there, and it's good to see you. Rita wants to say a few words as well before Mark, so the microphone is yours. So, Rita Henley.
I'm not getting older, y'all. It's just a knee replacement. It's not well yet. I won't take long. I haven't done this in a long time, so forgive me if I stumble a little bit. I want to thank you so much, Bob, for your kind words. And I want to thank everybody here. You know, at the time of the year that it is, that's cold. To be honest with you, I would have been shocked if it had just been our family, Cameron and Jennifer and Micah. I'm sorry, I don't want to lose my thought. And we have another son that couldn't be here. He's in North Carolina. And so I have other people in the family that are scattered from London to North Carolina that would wish they could have been here. So I can't thank you all enough for giving up your time. You could have been somewhere shopping or anything. So it really means a lot to Melvin and I, more than you will ever know. And I just wanted to say a few things about my husband that sometimes are not said. They're said, but in a roundabout way. Not the roundabout you drive around, but that I don't think Murray's ever going to have one, and Melvin doesn't think that would work because people would run out of gas before they found out how to get out of it. Melvin's words. Anyway, the few things I just want to say about my husband is, and he did come up poor, and he struggled, but he was smart enough. We all know how smart this man is, that he knew he didn't want to be that way the rest of his life. So he read. He would go down to his neighbors and get the papers and books and read. All he did was read. So I won't go into all the detail because you've heard it all. And yes, there's been contributions made, but this man is different in a lot of ways. He's visionary. And I think most educated people here know what a visionary is. They make decisions thinking in the future, is this something that we really make a decision on? And he was a master at that. And for those of you who worked with him, you know that he was a visionary. And he also believed in the underdog. And he also believed in second chances. And I couldn't tell you all the names. And if I could, I'd call every one of them off, of the students, the young people, that, and especially maybe the boys, after he had 5 boys, he could write a book. And God chose to take 3 of them away, which I think for a parent to lose 3 sons is amazing, but he's battled it. But he believed in the underdog and the second chance, but the students that he helped along the way, I'm sorry, I'm making that thing, some of them got into trouble. You know how boys can do things, and they just get in a situation that they might have a record for the rest of their life, which could destroy the possibility of how far they could go. Melvin would jump right in and go in their defense, might not know what it is, but he found out, and he would almost beg to people that were in charge of whatever his, was going to happen to them. He almost begged them to let's give this kid a chance. He made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? How many kids, in college don't make some mistakes? Drink too much, go do something they shouldn't. So there's 2 or 3 people that wanted to be doctors. Well, they talked to Melvin, and Melvin said, we just got to work on this, boys. We just got to work on it. And those were just some of the examples. If a boy didn't have, or if a young man or if a girl didn't have something for their books, he'd give them money for it. Now, you may think that's not uncommon, but it can be uncommon. But I want him to be remembered for some of those things that he did. And as the visionary, like I said, he made so many, not mistakes, but he thought about the future. And just like this chemistry building, and like our former president said, a lot of the funds for all of this started way back. And we all know it takes a village to get something big done. But to get those things done, yeah, it takes that village, but you got to have a person who's, who is a leader. And you've got to have a person that will think of the future in whatever decision needs to be made. And he also was a master at that. So another thing that I want him to be remembered for. But he came from nothing. He helped others who didn't have something. And I think that sometimes that's forgotten. When you're for the underdog and those that have less than you do, it wasn't meant for us to keep it all. So there's so many things I could think to stand up here and say about him, but I might lose my cool, or it might become emotional. But he's very special to me, and this is not about me at all. It's about him. And yes, I've been his shadow. I've always been there and always will be. So I can't thank you all enough for being here. Thank you so much. And thank you, Mr. Patterson. Thank you.
Well, how do you follow that? Good afternoon, everybody. It's a privilege to stand here before you today and recognize a family that has meant so much to me, so much to this community, and so much to this university. Melvin and Rita have led their life in service and have done so with an incredible record of success. In addition to the impact on the university, they've been deeply involved in economic development. And I think anybody who lives in the Purchase will tell you that Murray is the envy of the Purchase, especially when it comes to economic development. When Melvin was mayor, say that fast, real time. When Melvin was mayor, he put up the money to start the Economic Development Corporation. That was after Tappan left, and he got $1 million, what do they call it, UDAG, Melvin? Got an Urban Development Action Grant, which started the EDC. And now, these 35 plus years later, it's still going strong. After Tappan left, which was a tough time, Melvin and several other people in this room were very involved in bringing Briggs and Stratton, which created about 1,200 jobs and lasted much longer than most companies do in a community. When Mattel closed, was right when I moved here. I had been here a week or two, and my job was to sell that facility. They wouldn't let me on the property. But working with Melvin and others, we kind of went around them. And a few months later, Melvin, we were all sitting in his office having our picture made. So I was real proud of that. As our representative in Frankfurt, he got the money to put the infrastructure in the new industrial park. So without that, it would have been a pasture. And while none of these things are done by one person, it's not any exaggeration to say that a lot of this success comes from the Henley magic, and it is magic. I want to get personal for a minute. I want to thank the Henleys for bringing me to Murray. First time I met Melvin was about 24 and a half years ago on his back patio when I was interviewing for the job at Murray Callaway Economic Development. And instantaneously, I bonded with Melvin. He grew up harder than I did, but I grew up harder than most. And we connected, and for that next 2 years, Melvin was with me every step of the way, introducing me to the right people, giving me the little ins and outs of what people cared about, and kept me going forward until we were successful. So Rita, Melvin, I want to thank you again for the countless things you've done in making this university, this community, the region, and even the Commonwealth a better place. Thank you.
Well, Dr. Henley, we'd all love to hear from you. Would you like me to bring the mic to you, or do you want to come up?
Had back surgery a few months ago, and my back's healed up, but the muscles they cut getting in there have healed, but when you don't use them for 6 months, they get weak. So it's tough standing. You've all heard the saying, behind every good man is a better woman, but that's not true in my case, because she stood hip to thigh right beside me. And if it weren't for her, I wouldn't have been nearly as successful. To give you an example, every time I'm in Frankfurt and I go over to the House of Representatives, the people behind the desk say, "Well, how's Rita?" They never ask about me, how you are. She is remembered as you would expect her to be. I do want to introduce my family that's here. Matt, my son, his wife Stacy, Zach, my grandson, Micah, my great-grandson, and Cameron, my grandson, and his wife, Jennifer. They're all here. As Rita said, one of the boys can't be here. He's on a consulting trip to North Carolina, fooling around with a chemistry building, showing them how to run it, I guess. Anyway, he's a consultant in high pressure vessels and high pressure pipes and valves and that sort of thing. He's a hands-on. It has honestly been a long trip from a barefoot kid on a gravel road without electricity or indoor plumbing, working mules in the field, doing a little cussing, I guess, behind that old mule. Anybody that's been a mule skinner knows you talk a little different. But it has been a long journey. But in my 90th year, it has become apparent to me that it's the journey, not the end. The journey is what's important, and that's what's been so interesting. The 90-year journey from where I began on that gravel road to here. They mentioned that I borrowed newspapers from a neighbor about a half mile or so down the road. They took a Paducah Sun, and I'd go down and pick up every 2 or 3 days the Paducah Sun to read it. Turned out didn't do me a bit of good. I flunked the first grade. I think it might have had to do with attitude, not the fact that I could read. I've always had a different attitude. And frankly, I'd just be honest with you, if it wasn't for the honor of it, I'd rather be somewhere else. I always sit on the back row and try to blend into the wallpaper. Dr. Todd will remember when I was doing my MBA, we had this 600 level accounting course, and I never had any accounting. And midterm, he gave the test, and turned out he was taking the questions out of the CPA review manual, so they weren't easy. And I got a 87, I think. He handed out the papers. And I said, well, there goes my 4.0. Then he put the grades on the board. 87 was high. So, and some girl from Southern Illinois said, well, this is not fair. You make us MBA students take this 600 level course, and we're in here with accounting majors that have got their degree working on their master and CPAs. And he said, well, I might agree with you if it wasn't for that liberal arts freak on the back row. and I was on the Board of Regents at the time, and somebody must have told him. He called that night and said, I want to apologize. I said, no apology necessary. That was funny. And I guess I was the liberal arts freak on the back row. I always sit on the back row. I like to do things from the back room. And you would think, reading my biography, that I was always out, carrying the flag, but I like to do things from the back room. In fact, being here is kind of like being in a parade. Feel like a monkey on a stick. But here I am. And I'm glad you called on Rita, because she has been the power beside the throne. Always has been and always will be. And I want to thank everyone that has come, especially my family, Lucas, Zach's friend. Let's see, who else? Well, anyway, we got to that. What were you trying to do? I don't know. I have no idea. To give you an example of how I operate from the back row, one of my former students, who's now a professor here, I was chair of the Capital Projects Advisory Commission for a couple of 3 years. And the Capital Projects Advisory Commission was the commission which rates every proposed renovation and construction project throughout the state of Kentucky. Funny thing is, the whole time I was chair, physics building at Murray State was #1 in the state. I don't know how that happened, but it was. Anyway, we filed in. We had a committee meeting here, and we filed in and sat down, and there he sits. He said, Dr. Henley said, you want to finish the lecture? And of course, he was lecturing organic. That's kind of a foreign language to me. But I said, no, you continue on. One of the legislators said, you got a doctor's degree? And nobody knew it because I didn't advertise it. But anyway, thank all of you for coming. I really appreciate it. You really ought to be giving Rita this honor, because she really has been the power that has enabled me to do what all I've done. And I appreciate her, appreciate all of you. And one group I almost forgot to mention. There's a group here that has become very important to me in the final days of my life. It's the School of Hard Knocks and table of knowledge that convenes mornings around 8 o'clock at Hardee's 6 days a week. And a whole group of those are here, and one on the back row up there, like I said. And those people have been very important to me. When you become 90 years old and your friends are all pretty much 20 years younger than you. Or yeah, well, I wasn't going to say that. But you'd be surprised at the knowledge that the School of Hard Knocks has there when we meet. Most mornings, there's probably close to 1,000 years of experience sitting around that table. Most of them are in their early 70s, one or two early 80s, and one artifact that's 90. And thank you all, and I appreciate you coming. Thank you.
If any of you are on Facebook and you are friends with Dr. Henley, I guarantee he is your funniest Facebook friend. Yeah. I'm Tina Bernard, and I am Assistant Vice President here at Murray State University, and it's my honor today to be here with this family and celebrating all that they have done in this community. So as we cut a ribbon and unveil a plaque today, we give thanks, not just for the gifts that they have made and will make for chemistry student scholarships, but for the Henleys' enduring friendship, leadership, and belief in the mission of Murray State University. We are grateful and we are so proud to have their name on this lecture hall. Melvin, Rita, thank you for all that you have done and continue to do for our students, our university, and our community. I now invite you and your family to join us as we cut the ribbon and unveil the plaque slowly, Rita said, slowly, together, and officially dedicate the Dr. Melvin and Rita Henley Lecture Hall. Okay, you ready? I'm gonna help with you. You're gonna step down. Oh, I got step down. There we go. Oh, okay. There it is.
I know you looking at me with this cap on and thinking that's a funny thing to wear as a guest of honor. This advertises the Murray State Chemistry Department, and it has been on 7 continents advertising Murray State Chemistry.
Thank you all so much for joining us today. Please stay and fellowship. We have food for you out in the lobby. You can walk around the chemistry department a little bit, take a look at everything, and of course enjoy Dr. Melvin and Rita Henley Lecture Hall. So thank you so much, and go Racers.